Hi friends, welcome to the Plane Fun RC channel. I'm your host Saul. I was driving back from Warbirds over Delaware 2024 and I saw this sign, tiny sign on the side of the road that said Massey Air Museum. Massey, am I correct, sir? Massey Air Museum. And I decided to take a look, and folks, this is a hidden gem. When you walk in when you first pull up, you've got some amazing aircraft outside, which we'll take a look in just a second. But we're in the main portion of the museum right now. We're going to go around, take a look at everything. Before we get started, we have one of the curators here. Sir, tell us your name if you don't mind, and give us a little history of the museum, if you will, please.
I'm Bill Doherty. Massey Aerodrome and Massey Air Museum started in 2001. 4 retired General Aviation pilots bought a 93-acre farm, corn and soybeans, excavated a runway and seeded it. And Massey is a public use airport. MD1 is the identifier.
Fantastic. I see, and you've got a lot of RC aircraft all throughout the museum here. Just amazing. So folks, if you're a fan of RC aircraft, which I'm sure you are because that's why you're on the channel, and you love full size, you've got to come check out this museum. This is just fantastic. Now, sir, tell me about the Wright Flyer that's above us here. The thing is just amazing. It's absolutely incredible. Who built it? And well, yeah, just who built it and when was it built?
Jimmy Dayton built it in 2010, 2011 for the 100th anniversary of Orville setting a soaring record of 9 minutes and 45 seconds. In 1911, he went to Kitty Hawk for the very last time, set the record. The sport of soaring dates its beginning to Orville setting the record, and it wasn't broken until the Germans broke it 10 years later, flying off a mountain in the Alps.
Fantastic. Well, he's done a stellar job with it. Absolutely beautiful. What a great rendition of the plane.
And if I didn't say it, it's a glider. It's not a flyer.
It's a glider, not a flyer.
That's correct.
Fantastic. Well, folks, let's walk around the museum, see some of the amazing things here. Now, sir, I see we've got an air coupe. We actually have 2 air coupes over here on the left, one of a complete fuselage and one with a partial. Let's start with the complete fuselage. What can you tell me? Let me come around this way. What can you tell me about this air coupe right here? What year is it? And it looks like it's in great condition considering its age.
It's 1946. And one of the reasons we're glad to have it here is this is a Maryland-built airplane. Air coupes were built near College Park.
Mm-hmm.
And it's quite innovative for its time. Number one is it's a tricycle gear. It does not have a nose wheel. It has a does not have a tail wheel. It has a nose wheel.
Mm-hmm.
And so this was the first production light plane with a nose wheel.
And if I remember correctly, the intention of the air coupe was to give someone with minimal flight experience the ability to easily learn how to fly, to try and make it as stall-proof as possible. Is that correct, sir?
Yes, it has no rudder pedals.
No rudder pedals at all. So in other words, the ailerons and the rudders, they work in sync. Is that correct?
They're interconnected.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Fantastic. Just amazing.
It has a brake pedal, and it was sold as being as easy to drive as a car because it has a steering wheel instead of a stick, has a yoke, and it has a brake pedal, and it was sold in part out of department stores. You could go to Macy's and buy an air coupe.
That's crazy. That's amazing. Fantastic. Now, directly above me, for our Warbird fans, directly above me, we have got a massive B-17. Sir, what do you know about the B-17 here, the one that's hanging above us right now?
It is an RC. It only flew once, and unfortunately it had a bad landing, but it is painted to look identical to the B-17 that was flown by Dave Bramble over Europe. It was made by his best friend, Charlie Joyner, who is a well-known decoy carver. Charlie Joyner's decoys sell for thousands of dollars. They're in museums. And we have a picture of the Village Flirt, and Charlie did an exceptional job in duplicating the real plane.
Fantastic. I see the nose art up there, the Village Flirt. That's really nice. Really nice. So most of the RC aircraft, is it just from general, just all different kinds of folks, or is there one particular person in here that went ahead and built many of the RC aircraft we see hanging from the ceiling here?
I believe they're all different.
All different. That's amazing.
It might be of interest. we have a wind tunnel model of the Grumman F7F Tiger Cat. And the Naval Model Boat Basin in Carteret, Maryland also had a wind tunnel, and we believe that this model was made by the boat basin craftsman for the aerodynamic wind tunnel.
Fantastic. Yeah, I've seen quite a few of those at the Patuxent Naval Air Museum in Southern Maryland in St. Mary's County. So that's a wonderful piece to have up there. Fantastic.
Yes.
Just beautiful. Folks, we've got a lot of great RC aircraft here that are just all over the place. And I bet you right up there, I bet you dimes and donuts, that's probably the Top Flight Stinson sitting up there, because that's about the size of the Top Flight kit. But nonetheless, and you got a great Super Decathlon as well over here, just to the immediate right. Really nice looking. Some wonderful plastic models down here of all kinds. Just a really, really, really special place to come by and visit, or even fly into, since it's a functioning airport.
Yes.
So if you are a full-scale pilot looking at this, I think you'll love it. Yes, sir. What do we have here?
Well,
You're pointing at something
I
right
don't know
here.
whether you noticed or would have interest, but this is a 1922 salesman sample of the Autocar Roto dump truck.
That is amazing.
And everything functions on it. Not the engine. It has an electric motor dating back to 1922 that operates the dump body. And I'm not sure if the battery is up or not. It is.
Look at that. Look at that right there, folks.
This is what makes this unique.
That is so neat.
It only turns in one direction. So it goes up and then it continues and goes down.
That is amazing. Look at that, folks.
You notice the drive shaft.
Yes, sir. Unbelievable.
Not dramatic, but
Very
that
cool
was a selling
nonetheless.
point.
Very cool nonetheless. Really nice. Now we've got a half of an air coupe over here. Tell me about the half of the air coupe. What was the idea behind this particular fuselage here?
avoiding throwing it away because it had crashed.
Oh, okay. Well, that's
So
a good reason.
We took lemons and made lemonade.
Fantastic. Well, I love it. So the kids and things like that, they can climb inside of it, and if they wanted to.
The kids love it, and frankly, so do adults.
Very good. Folks, here's inside the air coupe. If you've never seen inside the air coupe, it's a great opportunity for you. You can see its simplicity, and once again, as the gentleman was just pointing out, there's no rudder pedals at all. None whatsoever. Very impressive there, very impressive. Now, you've got some great engines around. Oh, you know what? There is one more thing. Folks, before we take a look at the engines, this is massive. This is the Waco CG4, am I correct, sir?
CG4A, there's a plaque on the wall there.
And folks, I'm gonna guesstimate the wingspan's got to be at least 16 feet. This is something that would just look amazing, absolutely amazing, if it was being pulled behind perhaps maybe a large 60% Bill Hempel Cub. This thing is just huge. I really can't do it justice here, but it is just massive. Absolutely massive. A real joy.
Come around here.
Okay. And curator's going to go ahead and show us something. Oh, look at that, everybody. Oh, my goodness. Look on the inside there, folks. Take a look in there. Let me zoom in a little bit. We've got ourselves a Jeep, just like the full size. And also, folks, look at that. Look at the front up there. Look at the work on that, the bracing. Just beautiful. Absolutely fantastic. Very nice. Thank you for sharing that with us, sir. I do appreciate that. This is really neat. And then
This is how they loaded it, obviously.
Yes, exactly, from the front. And then later on, they added motors to the wings, if I remember correctly.
I don't believe so.
Oh, okay. All right. Now,
Not on this.
not on that one. Okay. Now, up there, we've got a biplane. Talk to me about the biplane. It's a travel air is what I'm seeing. Is that correct, sir?
That's right. I don't know any more than what the plaque says, quite honestly.
Oh, okay.
And it says it's between 1925 and 1930.
Fantastic. All right, so we've got a couple engines over here. Let's talk about the engine directly behind you, sir. What is this right here? What can you tell me about it, and how did you come about obtaining this particular engine?
It's a 160 horsepower Kinner model R55. Kinner, this engine came from an estate, and we got a number of things from the estate, and we restored it. All these engines here, with one exception, were restored by volunteers at Massey. We also welded up the engine stands. The Kinner made the first certified aviation engine, and I believe it was a 3-cylinder, looked similar to this, and his engines were used on many airplanes, including World War II trainers.
Fantastic. So this is something, now folks, this is something, obviously, if you've got a 3D printer at home, you could easily 3D print it. And there's a manufacturer out there, RC scale engines, excuse me, who 3D print these multi-cylinder engines. So this is definitely would be a real treat to have in your plane. You've got one to the right over here, just to the right of the Kinner. I see a really nice large radial. What can you tell me about this one, sir? The Wright Whirlwind.
This is a very rare engine, 1927. This is the model engine that was in Lindbergh's Spirit of St. Louis.
This is the actual engine that was in the model,
It's the type.
The type of engine, the type, okay, I see.
Yes. It's a 9-cylinder radial engine, 220 horsepower. It was the most reliable air-cooled engine in the world, this model of engine, which is why Lindbergh chose it.
Fantastic. And then directly behind me, we've got another radial, well, over here, starting over here, we've got another radial engine. This is looks like it's the Lycoming 680 17 engine. Tell me a little bit about this, sir. How did you come upon getting this particular engine? That is a gorgeous engine, by the way.
This is also 9-cylinder, 220 horsepower, mid-1930s design, as opposed to the Wright engine, which is a mid-20s design. And this was donated by Larry Kelly from Georgetown, Delaware, who owns the B-25 Panchito, and he had a number of these engines, and he donated it to us, and we restored it as you see it, and made the engine stand. This is the same engine that is in one of the Stearman that is in our West hangar. The exact same engine is in the Stearman.
Oh, fantastic. Now you've got another radial engine over here. So this looks like something that you would use maybe if you were training someone to learn about radial engines or how to fix radial engines, or because I'm seeing a cutaway.
Well, this is a B-25 engine.
Oh, this is a B-25 engine. Okay.
Right. So it's a double row of cylinders. So, and it's each row has 7 cylinders. So a total of 14, 1,700 horsepower.
Wow.
And the B-25 is best known for Jimmy Doolittle's raid on Japan.
Fantastic. Just amazing.
When we rebuilt this, we left off one cylinder to try to show how the radial engine functions. We put a light inside it and connected an electric motor, and again, it's not dramatic, and it's still hard to visualize what's going on inside a radial engine, but it's a beginning.
That is just amazing. And folks, you can see the shaft turning up here as well. So just amazing.
So there's the
piston itself and how it would go up and down. That's
and
amazing.
In front of it is the master rod. Now that's a master rod to a different engine, but very nearly the same size. This is an R2800 master rod. This is an R2600 engine. And what makes the radial engine unique is that each row has one master rod, and all the other rods are connected. They're called link rods, articulated rods. Think of them as slave rods. It has to follow the master rod. So this engine makes 2,000 horsepower, which means, and twin row, which means 1,000 horsepower goes through this single bearing.
Goodness gracious, that's amazing. Just fantastic.
So there's one journal per row.
That's unbelievable. Fantastic. Now, sir, we've got something over here. Looks like a possible jet engine, if I'm correct. Looks like it was in a in a helicopter, if I'm correct. So tell me about this one, if you don't mind.
A drone helicopter.
Drone helicopter, okay.
This is a very unusual engine. It's made by Boeing. Not many people know that Boeing made jet engines. And in addition to the drone, which is operational with the Navy, has a claim to fame of powering the first turbine-powered helicopter.
That's amazing.
It's a Cayman K225, and so it also powered the first light turboprop airplane.
Folks, it's a Stinson. We just saw one here at Warbirds over Delaware. So there you go. Now we can say that if you're looking to build a Stinson, you can honestly do a turboprop, and it would be a Cessna. I'm sorry, excuse me, a Cessna Bird Dog. I apologize. You could take your Cessna Bird Dog, add a turboprop to it, and you could go ahead and make it scale. And it's called the Cessna XL19B. Look at that. That is amazing. Very nice. Thanks for sharing that, sir. I know the RC fanatics will love that. Now, sir, we've got, it looks like a jet engine over here, if I'm correct. Tell me about the jet engine, please.
This is a helicopter engine.
Also a helicopter as well, okay.
It's a turbo shaft. It was in the CH-53, which later became the Jolly Green Giant of Vietnam fame for saving downed pilots. Initially, the CH-53 had 2 of these engines, producing 2,850 horsepower each. Today, the descendant of the now called a Super Sea Stallion, I believe, has 3 of these engines producing over 4,000 horsepower each. 4,000
horsepower.
So,
goodness gracious.
From 2 engines at 2,850 to 3 engines at over 4,000.
That's amazing. Now, forgive me for 1 second. When I walked in, there was an airplane way up at the very top. It looks like it might be a jet fan. I'm going to see if I can zoom in, folks, all the way up there. What do you know about that particular model up there? What can you tell the folks at home?
Nothing.
Nothing at all. Well, folks, you can see that's a very unique looking RC aircraft up there, and it just caught my eye the second I walked in.
I have no idea if it's a model of a real prototype. I just don't know.
I see. Now, do you have any other aircraft up there at all? Is it just that one?
No, that's pretty much it.
Pretty much it. Okay, very good. Well, folks, I wanted to share that with you because I saw it from a distance. All right, so folks, we've got some airplanes outside and some other things we can take a look at. Now, sir, you've got some hangars out there.
Yes.
Are we allowed to go take a look inside the hangars as well?
Be my guest.
Fantastic. Well, sir, it was nice meeting you and everything. Thank you so much for coming, for taking the time to go through and talk to the folks at home.
All
and
right.
friends, more to come.
All right, thank you.
Oh, thank you. Folks, as we take the exterior tour of Massey Air Museum, we have got a full-size Corsair sitting here. And folks, this is just too cool. There's no 2 ways around it. It's very cool. I have to say, this is definitely, for me, the first time I've seen a full-size Corsair. I'm sure the folks at home have seen quite a few of them, but very cool nonetheless. Got some information here. Let's pop up here and take a look at the plaque and see what the plaque will tell us. For the folks at home, feel free to pause the video if you want to go ahead and read the plaque. All right, friends, let's continue our walk around here and look at some of the other things. We've got an open hangar here to our immediate left, and we're allowed to go into all the hangars. Let's head into this one. Wow. Folks, that is a very cool Stinson. Look at that. That is amazing. Absolutely amazing. So folks, if you're looking for a scheme for your plane, this would be a really nice touch here. Look at that. It's got an all glass in the rear. I can't say I've ever seen a Stinson that's had all glass in the rear, very similar to a Piper L4. Look at that. And it goes all the way up on the very top of the fuselage. Very nice. Very cool. Folks, let's spin around here. We've got some more stuff. It looks like someone is probably refurbishing something. I don't know quite what this is. Not sure. But nonetheless, it's still very cool. We've got something being painted over here. We're going to take a quick peek at it. Looks like it might be a glider. Let me see if I can zoom back here. I do believe that it is a glider. Yes, that's exactly what it is, folks. It's a glider being painted. Really something. All right, friends, let's go ahead and pop into the other hangars. Folks, as we continue our walk around of the aircraft that are outside, we've got a full-size C-47. It's actually a Douglas DC-3A, but according to what I'm reading here, it was painted as a C-47, but never drafted. Meaning it was never in the actual war. But it's full-size. And you can climb inside. Let's take a peek. How cool is this? Definitely has been outside for a while. Looks a little weathered, but hey, we love our aircraft weathered, especially when it's RC. We'll just take a quick peek on the inside. Oh my goodness gracious, wow, this is too cool. Okay, this is about the coolest thing I've ever seen. Wow. Folks, this is so cool. Yeah, you've got to come to Maryland and check this out. This is just the neatest thing ever. Unbelievable. Wow. I mean, I can go all the way to the cockpit. What the heck? I'm never going to get a chance to go to the cockpit. Oof. Feels so weird. This feels so strange because it's at an incline. Leery about going up here because there's been a lot of birds and stuff, so I'm gonna stay back here. Forgive me, folks, I'm a chicken, no two ways around it. But there's the cockpit right up there. Very cool though, very cool. And this is what it looks like when you're facing back from the cockpit. Oops. Amazing. All right, friends, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the other airplanes. Folks, as I'm walking along, I see an Anatov AN2R. And I mean, just this alone would make you want to come to the museum. This thing is huge. It is just absolutely gigantic. And it's open. So we're going to take a look on the inside. I can't say I've ever seen one of these up close, and I don't think I ever will again. Especially with the ability to go inside of it. Folks, you got to come to this museum. This thing is incredible. Really something. All right. It is massive, folks. It is truly massive. I mean, like, huge, massive. This would make an amazing RC aircraft. Let's see what we've got on the inside here, everybody. Take a look. Oh, there's your seating right there. Oy. Wow, it's a huge biplane with a very tiny interior. You do have the rear, which extends back behind there. Folks, we got to take a look at the cockpit because, let's be honest, this is not one of your planes you would normally find. Look at that. The cockpit is tiny. And the seats are too. Goodness gracious. Let me talk about bucket seats. You're talking about a real bucket. That's crazy. Just amazing, folks. Really is something. Let me give you a view looking back from the cockpit. Unbelievable. All right, folks, we've got a few more hangars to take a look at. Let's head over to the other hangars and see what fun things they have. All right, friends, continue our exploration of the Massey Aerodrome / museum. We are going into another hangar. Holy mackerel. Look at this. Unbelievable, folks. Got a Stearman here. Beautiful. A de Havilland to my left. Set of wings hanging on the wall. A Citabria to the left there, as you can see. We've got a crop duster. Sorry, folks, there are bees here. Crop duster. And we've got ourselves a tri-pacer as well. Looks like it's been sitting for quite a while, judging by the dust on the wing. This might be an Aero, maybe? Folks at home, you may know what this plane is. Not sure. And we have another Stearman that's here. Very nice one. Looks like a set of wings in the distance for a plane with retracts. Not sure which plane that would be. And a couple other things as well. All right, folks, it is quite hot in here. So we're going to step out. And we got one more hangar to take a look at. Let's see what we can find in that last hangar. That de Havilland's really cool. Very nice. All right, friends, more to come. All right, friends, we're heading in. Try that again. All right, friends, we're heading into the final hangar here. Let's see what fun things we have. Looks like we've got a nice Cessna, very nice Cessna, as a matter of fact. Very nice, beautiful. Just gorgeous. And of course, the pedal plane. Everybody loves a pedal plane, no matter how old you are. We have an air coupe sitting right in front of us there, and a glider to the left. We have got a Stinson. Wow, look at that. Look at that. That is the first time I've ever seen one in person. Seen a lot of RC versions, never seen one in person. Folks, it's huge. These Stinsons are massive. They are just gigantic. Really something. Wow. Unbelievable. Let's take a look at that radial engine if we can. That is pretty. Very pretty. Gorgeous, by the way. This Stinson is in mint condition, everybody. Mint condition. Let me see if I can get a 3/4 of it. There we go. Ah, now we're talking. Look at that. Beautiful. Just beautiful. And we've got something here. Don't know what it is. Obviously experimental. Very cool. Folks, we got a few more in the back. Let's go take a look and see what else is there. Got a little biplane here. Really neat looking little biplane. Experimental. Done up in camouflage. And a Cub in navy colors. Very nice. Very nicely done for you Warbird fans. Wonderful. Up here at the ceiling, we've got a glider hanging from the top. And then we've got Cherokee, maybe? Possible Piper Cherokee, I think. It looks like to me. We've got something else under. Oh, let me turn back around with this particular biplane. That is very cool. It almost looks like a Sopwith to a degree. I mean, some characteristics. It's obviously an original design, but very small. Very small. I'd say probably half the size of your average World War I biplane, but really cute. And then we've got something under wraps back here. Not sure what it is, but it looks fast, judging by the tail. Very cool. And I think that's just about it. All right, friends. Thank you for watching, and more to come.